Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Week with Jon W. Yes, I'm wearing a red shirt because Mama says it makes me look like a handsome boy. News this week, the United Nations High Chancellor, 2 hours before she said goodbye, announced that a 48-page document was coming out, documenting the atrocities that China was committing against the Uyghur and Muslim people. China, of course, quickly denied this, saying that they had done no wrong, COVID. But the more surprising thing is that the United Nations would give a shit about the minorities. Fun fact, Taiwan was too busy not being China to comment. This week in media, Hulu has released the first image of the Cenobite known as Pinhead, which will be played by a woman. This is a big first because the same actor played the same character for the better part of 20 years. But as any of us know, it's not that a man can't bring pain, but it truly takes a woman to bring about ultimate suffering. Also in media, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, launched on Friday for Amazon Prime. They've spent almost $1 billion on the first season, proving that with enough funding and imagination, you can believe that dragons and dwarves and elves are fighting Uruk-hai and orcs and that there's magic in the world. Unfortunately, even that amount of money can't have people believe that there's actually folks of color in the Film Actors Guild. In news and media, Andrew Tate has been a part of the cancel culture movement and targeted because of his misogynistic teachings and various counterpoints to what he believes that women can and can't do versus how a man should and shouldn't act. On a different note, She-Hulk has decided to take comments from the haters and actually incorporate them into the script of the movie. So the moral of the story is, doesn't matter who hates on you. If you got enough money, fuck them. A couple of years ago, I was having really bad sciatica due to sitting in a chair and a desk long hours working IT and other various things. And one of the things that happened with sciatica is that eventually the back pain became so bad that I wasn't even able to stand on my left foot. So I was walking around, barely at best, being able to just barely kind of hobble, and I could not, in fact, support myself. If I tried to hold myself up with the left leg for any more than a couple of seconds, it would immediately give out. Also, occasionally when you're single, you sometimes like to take care of yourself, and I, for one, not opposed to doing it, and also sometimes occasionally stand while I do it. Moral of the story is, sometimes it's important to remember to not get off on the wrong foot. So last week had a quick quip about, the $10,000 tuition reimbursement program that was going around and how it was going to be ultimately footed by the taxpayers. Whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, ultimately the implication and implementation of this does nothing to change the predatory nature of universities charging an exorbitant amount of funds for degrees that may or may not be useful to the individuals getting them, but instead rewards them for bad behavior. Instead of having something like a reimbursement program, which colleges, in fact, were to reimburse from their coffers, these individuals were actually going to be loading it onto the taxpayers themselves. So it's really just more money for the university, more money for the government, less money for us. Regardless of how you feel about people earning it or deserving it, the implementation itself is quite possibly one of the poorer things I've seen the government do. And buddy, that's a pretty low bar. This week's special guest is none other than Matt Black. Not only is he the guy that has done a lot of the graphics for the show, but he's also an amazing guitar player, and he's been tripping around the Nashville area with his band. And I'd like to go ahead and let you guys listen to him pick a little. Hope you enjoy. there you have it. That was Matt Black and the Know Nothings with Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. Great song, fantastic. Getting to see him play, hopefully be able to make it to that area and see you live. Appreciate you being on the show, and hope to see more from you soon. And now for the good stuff. Refrain from overthinking and doing the unnecessary. It's easy to jump into something and think, well, I can't do this because of that, or I shouldn't do this because of that, or more importantly, sometimes doing busy, unnecessary things because you didn't think at all. Make sure that whenever you set aside the time and the energy, whether it's a few moments of your day or, meditation where, 5, 10, 30 minutes planning to achieve your goals for the week, or even if you're trying to do something like a house remodel or fixing your car or self-care and maintenance, whatever it is, make sure that you idealize, figure out your plan, and then don't overthink it. Make everything an achievable goal. Do those goals in a timely manner. And then if you see that you're doing something that doesn't really impact or affect the end goal of what you're trying to do, it's probably unnecessary, and just go ahead and move that to the side. Everyone, thank you very much for being a part of your week with Jon W. If you like what you're watching and want to see more of it, please like and subscribe. If you have comments, things you'd like to see on the show, or quite frankly, just want to bitch at me for some of the stuff I'm talking about, feel free to leave those and I'll respond to them, and I'll say everything from thank you to F you and probably a lot of stuff in the middle. But I appreciate you all the same, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.